What's up, guys? This is Core from SleddersMods, bringing you a video today. Had lots of people asking how to install some of our mods, mostly the SledTuner and the free camera mod. So I'm going to try to somewhat explain to you guys how to do that. It's pretty simple. It's kind of hard to put the instructions into text sometimes. I do place instructions in each mod post, but you know, sometimes message doesn't come clear that much. And yeah, the first thing that we will need to do is download the mod that we want. Obviously, there's lots of mods on SleddersMods.com. If you guys don't know, you can click on the mod you want. For example, today we're going to be talking about the SledTuner and might dip into the free camera mod, although the installation process is the same for both. So we'll go ahead and download that. I've already done so. And the next thing that you will need is Melon Loader. So what Melon Loader does is it is a platform that basically enables modding for almost any Unity game that doesn't already support modding. So it allows users to create mods that then get injected into the game when desired. There's two ways to get this. I actually have a little banner up top above the resources. And if you click that, it will take you to Melon Loader, or obviously use your Google. Just Google Melon Loader and it will come up. So once you're here, go ahead and scroll down a little bit. It's a little tricky to find, but you will find a melonloader.installer.exe. Go ahead and click that. It will ask you where you want to save it. We're going to save it to our downloads like a normal person. Alright, so once you have it downloaded, go ahead and click it. And it will open up a small window like this. We can go ahead and close our Explorer. Alright, so now that we have the Melon Loader installer opened up, you can go ahead and click the little select box here. What's wanting you to do is go to your games directory. So you can do that in a couple ways. You can go into Steam, right click on the game in your library and click browse local files. So that is where your files are. Or if you know where your stuff is, you can go to the drive that's installed on Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Sledders. Once you're here, click on the exe file. Open that up, and that's it. Do not worry about any of this. x64, it'll auto detect. Don't have to do much here other than click install. Also, one more thing to note, typically you don't want to have the game running while running this installer. Sometimes it will error out on this install. If you close the game, just try the installation again and it should go through. Alright, so now that we have Melon Loader installed into our game, we're going to go ahead and navigate to the game files once again. Once we're here, we're going to open up the mods folder, and by default this will be empty. So what we need to do next is we need to go into our downloads folder. I'm just going to open that in a new window. So this is the SleddersMods folder that we have opened up, and this is our downloads. So we have the SledTuner mod right here. We're going to open that up, and we have a bunch of files in here. A bunch of it is just helpful information. This one takes you back to the website. Just a quick little link there. So the two files that are important to drag into the mods folder are the DLL file, sledtuner.dll, and the SledTuner folder. So you want to select both of those. You can control left click to select them both, or you can just do them one at a time if you want. So we'll drag them both over into the mods folder, and we can go ahead and close that. So once that's done, it's as simple as that. SledTuner is now installed. In order to manage your tunes, you open up the SledTuner folder. inside of this folder is a list of JSON files that you can edit and manage in here. So for example, if you wanted to edit the Pollux 165, you would open this up. So once you have the JSON file opened up, you'll see a bunch of values in here. One important thing to note is the commas. So JSON is very specific about their commas at the end of each line. So when you're editing a value, just ensure that each one has a comma at the end. If it does not have a comma, such as this one, it will break the script, or it will break the configuration file for that specific vehicle, and you'll see a bunch of errors in the console. One more thing about commas: the last line does not need a comma. You don't need to add a comma on this one. It only applies to the very last line in the array. If we wanted to change the power value, for example, you would change this, turn it up a little bit, save the file, and that's it. Now, every time that you start the game and load into this vehicle, these values will automatically be applied to that vehicle. You don't have to do any mod manager stuff each time that you load the vehicle anymore. Alright, so in addition to the SledTuner, I'm just going to quickly show you guys how to install the camera mod. So first thing we need to do is download the camera mod. We already went over that. Find them on SledTuners.com. So we're going to open our downloads folder in a new tab. Did not mean to do that. So we're going to open it in a new window, and we're going to open the cinematic camera.zip. So this is the same case here, except we don't have a folder for this one. There's no configuration currently for the camera, so there's no need for it. So the only thing that we're going to drag over is the cinematic camera DLL. It's as simple as that. The mod is now installed, and once we restart Sledders, the mods will automatically run. Alright, so one more thing with the installation. A lot of people like to use Unity Explorer. So the standalone version of Unity Explorer does not work with Melon Loader. You need to install a very special version of Unity Explorer. So you go to the GitHub here, open the releases, get the latest release here. So you have a bunch of different releases here. The one that you need to download is the Melon Loader mono.zip one. That one is the one that is made to work with Melon Loader. So once again, we will open our downloads in a new window, not a new tab this time. Once we do that, we can go ahead and close the Explorer out there. So we'll open Unity Explorer, and you'll see two folders in here. You will simply drop these two folders into the root directory of the Sledders game. So you'll see this is where the exe file is located and all this stuff right here, right? So you'll simply drag and drop these into a blank space in the window. It will automatically fill the required mods folder, and you'll see in here Unity Explorer is now in the mods folder. Alright, so now that you've fully installed all of the mods that you want to install, you can go ahead and launch the game. If you come down here and open this console window, it can be very helpful. So you can go ahead and see that everything is working. We have the SledTuner installed. You'll see some Unity Explorer stuff is loading, and everything seems to be okay. So what's really helpful is to look at the console when you load a vehicle to figure out which tune you need to be configuring. So I'll show you that here in 1 second once the game loads. Alright, so now the game is loaded. We have our Pollux 165. Alright, so let's say, for example, we want to modify this G4 146, right? Which JSON file do I need to edit to, modify this vehicle, right? Because there's two of them. There's a regular G146 and there's a 146 mod. Just a little tip, the mod is the turbo version, but in this case, let's imagine that we can't figure out what file it is. So if you come down here to the console again, when you load a vehicle, you will see a bunch of text apply, and you'll see at the end, it says G4 146 mod. That is the vehicle that you have loaded. So if you go ahead and modify that file, it will modify the values for that vehicle. So for example, we're just going to turn this to a crazy number just for an example. So we'll do Control R to reload the configuration, and you can see that it is applied the new changes in here. Power 743,000. So that's good. And we can go ahead and do a standing backflip. Or a couple. As many as we want. Till we die. So that is pretty much it for everything that's required to install mods for Sledders. I hope this video helps you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them on the SleddersMods forums. And hope you all have a great day. Enjoy.